Hello, good evening. Welcome back to National IAS Academy. My name is Rajshekhar. Dear students, we are meeting here for the 12th time. So far, successfully, we have completed 11 classes covering 110 most important topics. And those who are new and watching our video for the first time, let me briefly tell you about our new initiative, which is named as Focus 300. It's a free of cost initiative by National IAS Academy, wherein every day we shall be uploading one video consisting of 10 most important, highly probable topics which are most important for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services examination. And this initiative shall run for 30 days, covering 300 most important topics with 3000 additional facts, which will definitely help you in your elimination techniques. So, that being said, let us start today's class. Today, we shall be covering in this class from Article 111 to Article 120. All of them are very, very important articles. So the first article is about Vande Bharat trains. So far, the government of India has successfully produced and launched 10 Vande Bharat express trains. First fact is, presently, as of 2023, there are 10 active Vande Bharat trains running in India. First thing. Second thing, when was the first Vande Bharat express train launched? It was in the year 2019. In the month of February, that is on the 15th of February 2019, Prime Minister of India launched India's first Vande Bharat express rail between New Delhi and Varanasi. So first fact is there are 10 actively running Vande Bharat express trains. Second one is first train was between New Delhi and Varanasi. It was launched or inaugurated in the year 2019 in the month of February by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And third fact is Vande Bharat express trains were previously named as Train 18. They were previously called as Train 18 and recently they have been renamed now. So this is the third fact. Fourth fact is about the key facilities that these premium trains provide. See, first and foremost feature is after Jan Shatabdi, these are the best quality wise, quantity wise, and even the speed wise. These are the better versions of Jan Shatabdi express trains in India. They can reach the speed of up to 180 kilometers per hour, up to 180 kilometers per hour. Please remember this thing. All right. So they got premium facilities such as GPS navigation and yeah, onboard air conditioner, onboard Wi-Fi, 24 into 7 security, and police personnel on board. So like that, they got multiple tons of premium facilities which can be seen nowhere else in any train so far. So they got the maximum speed of 180 kilometers per hour, but unfortunately, presently their speed is limited to 120 to 130 kilometers per hour in India because of various factors, just like you know. Right? So when you look back, first passenger train in India was launched in the year 1853 between Mumbai and Thane. It was called as Bombay then and Thane. First Vande Bharat Express, first passenger train in India was launched in the year 1853. So, after more than 170 years, India has come a long way. So it has now got best in class facilities. In fact, India has got the fourth largest train network in the world. The fourth largest train network in the world in terms of volume that it is handling. It comes at the first place in terms of the chain or rail network. India comes at the fourth place, but in terms of volume that it is handling, it is placed at the first position. All right, it's a good development actually. So these are some of the facts that you should remember about the Vande Bharat trains. And the context was in our budget speech for 2022 and 2023, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman proposed that 400 new Vande Bharat trains shall be developed and produced in next 3 years. By 2026, India shall be having 400 new Vande Bharat trains. All right, this was the context. Moving on to the next article, it is about the list of Nobel Prize winners of 2022. Please remember, UPSC has a tendency of asking one question at least on various Nobel Prize winners. One is least possible that you can expect, and three is the best possible scenario. Three questions can be expected from this particular topic, and worst is one. So it might be direct or indirect, that doesn't matter, but questions are definitely going to be asked. And try to understand the mindset of UPSC. It might not ask directly the names of Nobel Prize winners. Let's keep this thing in mind, because even UPSC knows it is very difficult to remember such difficult names. It's hard to remember even Indian names. So in that case, how can we remember the names of foreign scientists? It is too difficult, right? So UPSC is a skill-based examination. So they want to test your skills. For that testing, they want you to apply your knowledge, apply your learned knowledge. For that, the field or the contribution that these Nobel Prize winners have made matters a lot. So even then, I'll be briefly telling you about the list of winners and their names. But make sure that whatever I tell about their contribution, make a keyword. Try to pick important keywords out of their contributions and make a note. And gradually, in the upcoming classes, I'll be explaining each and every keyword in detail, because one particular field needs at least 10 to 15 minutes of explanation. So in detail I'll be explaining about these important contributions in the upcoming classes. So today, first in the field of medicine or physiology, it was Svante Pabo, a Swedish geneticist, and he was awarded the Nobel Prize of 2022 for his contributions concerning the genomes of extinct hominins and human evolution. So it's actually, he actually gave his contributions in sequencing the genome of Neanderthals, which is an extinct relative of present day humans. Who is an extinct relative of present day humans. And he also made the sensational discovery of previously unknown hominin, that is Denisovans. Note down the keywords: Denisovan, hominin, and Neanderthal, and also genome sequencing. So four keywords you have got here. So you're getting my point, right? So questions might not be directly framed on the names of Nobel laureates. It might be on the genome sequencing, or it might be concerning the hominin, or it might be about Denisovans. So this is how UPSC usually tries to frame questions. Next, it was Alan Aspect, John Clauser, and Anton Zellinger in the field of physics for the Nobel Prize 2022. They were awarded the Nobel Prize for their experiments with entangled photons. It has laid the foundation of new era of quantum technology, which is the topmost secret and most secured form of technology, what experts say. This is what experts say. Next, in the field of chemistry, it was Barry Sharpless, Morten Meldal, and Caroline Bertozzi, because they laid the foundation of click chemistry and bio-orthogonal reactions. So bio-orthogonal and click chemistry are the important keywords here. And in the field of literature, one person was awarded who is a French author, and her name is Annie Ernaux. It was for the courage and the clinical acuity with which she uncovers the roots, estrangements, and collective restraints of personal memory. And then in the field of peace, it was Alice Bialysky Memorial and Center for Civil Liberties. They were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for the year 2022. So Alice Bialysky is a human rights advocate, and Memorial was a Russian-based human rights organization, and Center for Civil Liberties is an Ukrainian-based human rights organization. They have been given Nobel Prize for documenting war crimes, human rights abuses, and the abuse of power. Together, they demonstrate the significance of civil society for peace and democracy. And next, in the field of economic sciences, it is Ben Bernanke, Douglas Diamond, and Philippe Divig. It was for their contribution in understanding the role of banks in economy, particularly during the financial crisis. They called the banks as pillars of any economy. So that's the reason they should be prevented from all kinds of external shocks. So please remember these six categories and the contributions especially. I shall once again in detail be explaining about these contributions. Do not worry. Next, we have about lithium ion battery, latest developments in lithium ion battery. The context is public sector owned or government owned company, no, a public sector unit named Khanij Videsh India Limited. It was in news because Argentina, which has got the largest lithium resource in the world or reserve in the world, and India, both Argentina and India have signed a contract to jointly prospect lithium in India. So this shall be done through the state-owned public sector unit, that is Khanij Videsh India Limited. Now it is openly known secret that India has got large lithium resource in the country, about 5.9 million tons of lithium resource, 5.9 billion tons of lithium resources or reserves have been found in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. It becomes very significant for India to understand the process of extraction process and supply them for the needy countries. So in that regard, the world leader in lithium reserve, that is Argentina, has come forward and has signed a contract with India through Khanij Videsh India Limited. It shall be exploring the lithium reserves in India and help them process thoroughly. All right. So Hindustan Khanij Videsh Limited was formed in the year 2019 by Nalco Hindustan Copper and Mineral Exploration Limited. All right. So this is about this particular aspect, and in the previous class, I have in detail discussed about lithium-ion batteries, their significance, and the significance of light material or light metal, that is lithium. I have in detail discussed about that. So in this class, what I'm going to do is I'll be discussing about the major advantages and disadvantages of lithium-ion batteries, and I'll also discuss about the 5 types of lithium-ion batteries. So advantages is lightweight. They've got impressive high energy density, and they are highly adaptable. There is no memory effect, and as a result, there is no need to fully drain the battery before recharging, and the battery can withstand a greater number of charge discharge cycles. They have got a low self discharge rate and easy to maintain. Slow loss of charge when not in use. If used correctly, lithium ion batteries have a longer lifespan. Whereas, if you look at the disadvantages, they are risky. They are very risky to source and store, and they have got a major downside, that is the pace of lithium extraction that is unable to meet the growing demand for lithium supplies. They are very expensive than other batteries, and they are temperature sensitive batteries, and as a result, storing these batteries becomes very riskier. Next, they got a flammable liquid electrolyte. They are highly fragile with the risk of perforation. It is difficult to transport these batteries, and they need production circuitry to maintain safe charging limits. Improper disposal or recycling may lead to environmental contamination. So these are the important advantages as well as disadvantages concerning the lithium ion batteries. All right. So what are the various types of lithium ion batteries? Lithium cobalt oxide battery, lithium iron phosphate battery, lithium nickel manganese cobalt oxide battery, lithium manganese oxide battery, and lithium titanate battery. All right. The details are not so much relevant or necessary. Just remember that all these 5 types of batteries are lithium ion batteries only. Don't get confused when you are asked to choose which of the following are lithium ion batteries. If you are getting or if you are having all these batteries in your options, then please mark all of the above. Just have a glance and make yourselves familiar with these headings. That's it, nothing more. Okay, next we have soil fuel ducted Ramjet engine, which was recently tested by ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. Sorry, it was recently tested by DRDO, that is Defense Research Development Organization, because it's a latest technology, and from UPSC point of view, you should understand what ramjet means, what is a scramjet, and what are the different types of rocket engines that are available in the market. So this is a different technology which is called as SFDR in short, which means solid fuel ducted ramjet. So its technological test was recently conducted by DRDO, which is essential for the domestic development of long range A2 missiles. So it was successfully completed. What then is SFDR technology? It's basically a missile propulsion system. Please remember, it's not concerned with ISRO. So this might be a potential trap for the examiner to set up. So please be careful when you look at this particular topic, that is soil fuel ducted ramjet, then immediately jump your mind to DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, and it is concerned with missile propulsion system and not rocket system. All right, it is based on the ramjet engine principle. I'll tell you what ramjet means. This particular SFDR technology based device uses ramjet engine, and ramjet is famously known for breathing air. It works by directly using the air that is available outside or around it. All right. So the basic difference between traditional solid propellant rockets and ramjet is that ramjet absorbs oxygen from the atmosphere while in flight. So as a result, compared to traditional solid propellant rockets, since ramjet does not require air to be stored inside the rocket, it will have less weight compared to other rocket systems. It has got less weight. All right. So as a result, it is lightweight and has greater fuel capacity. And coming back to SFDR technology, it was first proposed or developed by DRDO in the year 2017 and has successfully completed all the trial runs. Right. What then are the different types of engines available? Ramjet, scramjet, turbofan, and turbojet. So mainly we need to know the differences between ramjet and scramjet. Ramjet I have already told. Scramjet is identical to ramjet, but with one major difference, that is combustion occurs with the air moving at supersonic velocities. As a result, scramjets are estimated not to work well below Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound, which is 343 meters per second. The speed of sound is 343 meters per second. 1 Mach is equal to 343 meter per second. 5 Mach means 343 into 5, but could possibly reach speeds of Mach 24. Alright, ramjets are primarily used with missiles due to their simple, small, and high velocity design. Right. Next is about a rice fortification. So what actually is fortification? It is Fortification is the practice of additionally or deliberately increasing the micronutrient content within food component or food product. It is the act of adding micronutrients forcefully, deliberately. Suppose there is rice and rice is not nutrient rich. So for that, what the researchers or teams do, they'll forcefully or deliberately add micronutrients. With this they become fortified food products or fortified rice. So micronutrients might be various vitamins or minerals, including trace elements in food. The objective is to improve their nutritional qualities and provide a public health benefit with minimal risk to health, and in turn increase the food security of a country. Particularly for a country like India, it is very much necessary, where it is ranking very low in global health index. All right. So one major point that you should remember is, and this point is not told by most of the coaching institutes or mentors, please remember this: the fortification factor does not last more than 45 days, which means fortification is a temporary process of adding micronutrients, that to externally and deliberately to the food products. It is a temporary factor. Please remember, it's a temporary phenomenon. It will vanish. The micronutrients lose their value after a period of 45 days. All right. So in the first phase, fortified rice will be distributed in Badangi, Bobili, and some districts. That is not important. But why it is necessary? Because according to NFHS, that is National Family Health Survey, 78.7% children and 75% children in a particular district are anemic and suffer from the malnutrition. This is not the case of one particular district. This might be a pilot run based project, a pilot project, but such scenario can be observed across the country in various districts. So as a result, the government has resorted to the fortification of rice. Right. Next is about Global Center for Traditional Medicine. Why was it in news? Because the foundation stone for this particular institution was recently laid down by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Jamnagar, which is located in Gujarat. PM Modi and WHO Director both together performed the groundbreaking ceremony of Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar, Gujarat. And please remember, it's a center under WHO, that is World Health Organization, and the land required to set up its office has been given by the government of India at Jamnagar, which is in Gujarat. All right. So, what do you mean by traditional medicine then? It's combined knowledge, skills, and practices indigenous and different cultures have used over time to maintain health and prevent, diagnose, and treat physical and mental illness. Remember, India is known for very first things, starting from first surgery to get bringing up first vaccination. So India is known for many things, but the problem was those things were not documented properly, and hence the credibility was lost. As a result, to prevent that credibility being lost once again, this renewed significance or importance has been given to these traditional medicines. So, with respect to India, yoga and naturopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha, homeopathy, Sovarikpa, and Unani make up the traditional medicinal system. As a result, a new ministry, that is Ayush, has also been created. All right, all these are traditional medicines which are very particular to India itself. Right? The objective of the center will be to develop norms, standards, and guidelines in technical areas relating to traditional medicine, and also carry out evidence-based research, innovation, and data analysis to optimize the contribution of traditional medicine to global health. Why is it needed? Because more than 80% of world's population uses traditional medicine even today, that is 2023 April month. Even today, more than 80% of the world's population uses traditional medicines, and about 40% of approved pharmaceutical products are derived from directly from natural substances. So this global center for traditional medicine centers, what they'll do, they'll integrate traditional medicines into health system of countries. All right, next is about a dark sky reserve, which was in news recently because the government of India has proposed to set up a dark sky reserve at a place known as Hanle, which is located in the Union Territory of Ladakh. So, why is it called as dark sky reserve? Please remember, my friends, dark sky, the name itself suggests that it is completely dark, free from the interference of free from the interference of any artificial light. And what is then artificial light? Artificial light, you switch on your mobile, it becomes a source of artificial light. You switch on your tube light, it also becomes a source of artificial light. You turn on your headlights of your motor car or your motorbike, that is also a source of artificial light. So such artificial lights are good for day-to-day human being activities. After the sunset, we cannot survive without any artificial light. But it becomes problematic for researchers to make some astronomical studies or to study the sky. To study the sky, they need as less as possible the interference from these artificial light sources. It is not completely form of light pollution, but it is just an interference by these artificial light that destroys or distorts the whole studies. And as a result, scientists require dark skies to make these studies, astronomical studies. And as a result, one such place was found in India to be located in Hanle, which is located in the Union Territory of Ladakh. So this is being developed by the Department of Science and Technology in association with the International Dark Sky Association, which is a non-profit organization headquartered in the United States of America. Please remember, Dark Sky Reserve is for astronomical studies, and one such facility is being set up in India at Hanle, which is located in Ladakh by Department of Science and Technology in association with International Dark Sky Association, which is a non-profit organization with its headquarters at the United States of America. All right. Next, we have hybrid propulsion system. What do you mean by hybrid? Hybrid is a mixture of two things. If there is solid, solid, we won't call it as hybrid. If there is liquid, liquid, we won't call it as a hybrid. But when there is a solid and a liquid, we call it as a hybrid. And such hybrid propulsion system was recently tested by the Indian Space Research Organization, which proposes to use such efficient systems in the upcoming missions, such as Gaganyaan, which is India's manned space mission to be launched in the year 2025, and hence it becomes significant. So when there is a word hybrid propulsion system, immediately take your mind to the Indian Space Research Organization. And the unique property of hybrid propulsion system is that they use a oxidizer to make the combustion happen in rocket engines. And here in the recent engine which was tested, ammonium perchlorate was used as the oxidizer. Please remember, ammonium perchlorate was used as the oxidizer in the recently tested hybrid propulsion system. It was used in a sounding rocket. So please comment what is a sounding rocket. I have explained in the previous class. All right. Next is about Chandler Wobble. What is it? We all know that Earth makes two kinds of movements. One is rotation on its own axis and rotation around the Earth. That is called as a revolution. First one is rotation. When it rotates on its own axis, or when it moves on its own axis, it is called as rotation, and that rotation requires 23 hours 56 minutes and 4 seconds. One complete rotation requires 23 hours 56 minutes and 4 seconds. So this is the usual time, but on June 29th 2022 a special event happened, which actually increased the speed of rotation of Earth by nearly 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds to be precise. It was 1.59 milliseconds, which means the speed of Earth's rotation was increased by 1.59 milliseconds. So 1.59 milliseconds, does it make any difference? Yes, obviously, because 1 milliseconds or 2 milliseconds per day wouldn't have made any difference. But compounded together, imagine every day if Earth started increasing its speed by 2 milliseconds, then compounded together for a month it becomes 60 milliseconds. For 1 year it becomes nearly 720 milliseconds. So then that becomes problematic. It will have multiple impacts, such as the well-being of human health, the satellites, or even the existence of Earth as a whole. So that is where it becomes problematic. And what might be the reason for this increase in speed? Scientists have come up with various theories. One among them is they say that the molten lava inside the Earth is rotating at exceptionally higher speeds, and as a result, the rotational speed of Earth has increased. That is one reason. Second one, there is the role of climate change too. This is also one theory, but most accepted or most popular theory is the Chandler Wobble. What is Chandler Wobble? We all know that Earth's axis is tilted, a little bit tilted. So here is North Pole, here is South Pole. But this tilt has further exaggerated, creating a further more variation, and this is called as Chandler Wobble. And this is the reason for Earth to increase its rotational speed. This is what scientists say. Alright, so Chandler Wobble means a distortion in the planet's rotational axis. Okay. So next we have a topic called as Sagittarius A. Please remember, in the month of August 2022, UPSC had conducted CAPF exam, that is Central Armed Police Forces Assistant Commandant exam, and in that question, direct question was asked on Sagittarius A. The question was, what does Sagittarius A mean, or what does it indicate? It is a black hole. Please remember, Sagittarius A is a black hole. Where is it found? It is found at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. At the center of our galaxy, which is Milky Way galaxy. It is a black hole which has got enormous gravity. Anything that is moving around it will be absorbed by such a black hole. So with the help of various techniques such as gravitational lensing, recently scientists have been able to map these black holes. Please remember, Sagittarius A is a black hole, and it is a very powerful black hole situated at the center of our galaxy, which is Milky Way galaxy. Alright, so this was it for today. I hope today's class has been really helpful. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, and if you're new to our channel, don't forget to share this video with your friends. Alright, see you in the next class with some more topics. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Have a great day.